Hello everybody, happy Saturday afternoon here in Kentucky. It is late October, we're about ready to get into our November month and temperatures are starting to drop, getting a lot chillier outside. So I'm going to be switching over to the full winter prep on these hives. I've been feeding pretty heavy 2-to-1 sugar syrup to these hives for the past several weeks, and we're ready to switch over to the sugar bricks, the soft sugar bricks video that I posted the other day. So we're going to put those inside the Vivaldi board here, and I'll show you all what the final winter prep looks like when we completely seal up these hives for the winter and pretty much don't touch them except checking on their food stores until the next spring. So I thought you all might want to see how I do that. And I guess while I'm getting suited up here, I do have a little bit of a rant. So I posted a video, it was about a month ago or so, on these Vivaldi boards, and there were a couple people in the comments basically saying, oh, don't be stupid, don't use these, they're gonna kill your bees, which is just an ignorant statement, an uneducated statement. Vivaldi boards do not kill your bees. Maybe something happens to your bees that you didn't foresee or plan. Maybe the mite loads on your bees were too high and they died from mites. But saying that Vivaldi boards just kill your bees is just an ignorant statement. They do not kill your bees. They actually help your bees. But I will say it absolutely matters and depends on if you're using them in the correct way. So there's a wrong way to use Vivaldi boards and there's a correct way to use Vivaldi boards. When used correctly, it's nothing more than a hot box, a quilt box, and that's it. And beekeepers have been using hot boxes and quilt boxes for probably hundreds of years, if I venture to guess. So this is nothing new. This is nothing earth-shattering. Vivaldi is just kind of a slick way to use it as a hot box, but also to provide supplemental feeding, either sugar syrup like I'm doing right now, or through sugar bricks. But they don't kill your bees. So, you know, one comment was like, oh, watch Vino Farms. Okay, well, I've seen the Vino Farms videos, and, you know, while I'm a fan of the channel, and I think he posts good content, you know, Vino is not the end-all, be-all resource and authority on Vivaldi boards. That's one man's opinion. And I have had very different experience with Vivaldi boards. Last winter I had all 4 of these hives and they successfully overwintered. All 4 of them had Vivaldi, and they came out in the spring and went gangbusters. They did fantastic. And they had plenty of food throughout the winter time as I continue to feed through the Vivaldi board. And what's great about it is you don't have to open the hive and let all that hot air out in the middle of the winter time. Again, that's one of the nice things about them. So what I'm gonna show you is the proper way to use a Vivaldi board. And, you know, bees are still insects and Mother Nature is what it is. There's no guarantee that you're gonna successfully overwinter your bees. All we do as beekeepers is to try to do our best to help our bees successfully make it through winter. And a hot box is one means that we have of helping our bees get through wintertime. But when used properly, this is a very good tool that allows for proper ventilation, allows for the moisture from the bees exhaling to exit the hive while still providing a heat barrier and warmth for these bees when it gets really cold here and the ambient temperature drops into the single digits or below 0. So let me go ahead and throw my hood on here and put my gloves on, and we'll go ahead and get started. And I'll show you exactly how I use these boards and the proper way to use them. And while there's no guarantees in life, you know, if done correctly, your bees should be very well fed and warm throughout the winter time. It's about 65 out here now. Our temperatures at night are dipping into the 30s and 40s. I do have all of my entrances closed down to very small openings. The only thing I don't like about these is inevitably, see, I got one bee on the bottom there, and I just don't like squishing bees. But when you take these tops off, they usually fly out pretty good. Let's give them a little bit of smoke. Then I usually just shake the rest of them out here towards the hive entrance. There's a little bit of syrup that fell out there, but that's not going to be a big deal. Okay, so we are done with that. I'll set that aside. Then I'm going to go ahead and take a peek under the Vivaldi tool, or the Vivaldi board, just kind of see how these bees are doing. Always, always, always look for your queen on whichever inner cover you're using, whether that be a Vivaldi board or the actual inner cover itself. So I'm not gonna significantly disrupt them. I may pull one frame out, but I can already look down here. I see honey. Got a little bit of burr comb here. I'll go ahead and scrape off. Set that aside. And if you just do a light tap, you can get your bees off the board. Set that aside. And I'm just going to take a peek here. Pull a couple frames out. I know they don't have a ton of food in here. I've been feeding like crazy, but man, we just had a terrible fall flow. It has not been a nice fall for our bees. There's not been a lot of food for them. Let's just take a peek at this inner frame here, because I can see the brood area is right around here in the middle, which is exactly where I would expect it to be, especially this time of year. And this is actually pretty heavy. So this is actually all food right here. Okay. So that's pretty good. The brood area, again, is not going to be very big this time of year, but I do want to see some signs of life here. Honey there. We got quite a bit of food here. Just seeing what I can see here, just looking down in the sides here. That's another reason I hit these bees with another round of oxalic acid, because there's not a lot of brood right now. so get those phoretic mites. More food. I don't know, guys. This hive may not be queen right. I'm not seeing any brood here, so this hive may have to be combined with another one. Which would be unfortunate. Kind of this late in the year. Let's check this frame here. Lighting's not great right now. I'm afraid this colony is queenless. We may be doing some combining. I'm just trying to see if I see any eggs at all. I don't see anything. And this happens sometimes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna close this hive back up, and I'm gonna have to combine them with another hive. And I'll do that another day. I'm not gonna do that right now. But yeah, they are queenless. Well, you never know. Sometimes you open a hive and you don't know what you're gonna get. That's part of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put one of these squares inside. And close this hive back up. And we'll go ahead and pivot over to our next hive and take a peek.